Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome in to the Walk and Talk. Yet another morning where we are overcoming the crash. As you can see up here at the top of the hill, it is 5:16. Going on this walk this morning. Thank you guys for being here. Go ahead and check in. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is. I did. Let's go ahead and take a look at today and how we're going to live it, guys. Today, the focus is never buy anything. So, what does it mean to never buy anything, guys? Never buy anything. Well, when you when you think about what it means to own something, and that's what is important. And I'm going to put a little survey up for you guys so we can see what's important for us to own, okay? So, let's put a little poll up. And in this poll, we're going to figure out, excuse me, what should we own first? So what should we own first? So let's run through it. Maybe it's a business, car, house, what else? Maybe it's a job. Can you own a job without it being a business? I'm not sure. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing? Ethel, welcome in. Kurt, Zach, everyone, thank you for dropping in this morning, guys. Welcome out here on the walk. So good morning, everyone. I apologize for the previous stream crashing, but we are back. Good morning. We have Zach, Kurt. My nose is still sleeping a little bit. Ayaz. Not sure what that says. It's a real me. Namaste. Where are you from? From Washington, D.C., born and raised. Brawl. Still real me. Elliot, good morning. Thank you, everyone, for dropping in this morning. Welcome to the Walk and Talk, people. Just put the poll up. Go ahead and take a minute to take a look at that poll. That poll is going to ask you a very serious question. What should we own first? What should be the first thing that we own, people? We're looking to make some moves, take some steps, do big things. We are out here this morning on that move. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being up. You are clearly doing some things this morning. End of the day, start of the day. I'm not sure which way you are, but take a moment. Go ahead and if you want to, drop into the chat where you're from, what time of day it is with you. Is this the morning, the afternoon, the evening? Let us know. This is the morning for me. I'm going this deer crossing. I get hit by a deer, y'all. All right. From Nepal, welcome in Nepal. Thank you, Namaste, for being here this morning. Everyone, thank you for being here, guys. Let's do some big talk this morning. Let's make some big moves. Let's be sincere in our growth and in our development this morning. So, as you guys know, here at B&V Finance Fixers, the focus is always the same. The focus is on us. The focus is on development, becoming the people we need to be to live the life we want to live. Every day is about that. Every day is about that growth, that development. Are you making that growth? Are you developing in that way? Are you seeing yourself become more of who you need to be, more of who you want to be? So let's start this morning with a simple question of your development, your process. There's the development of yourself, and then there's the development of our knowledge and our mindset. The world is changing, people, and the world is changing rapidly. And the old way of thinking, the old way of living, the old way of buying has changed. So now the question becomes, where should we be? Where are you? Where are you going to be? What do we need to be doing in order to maximize our life in this ever-changing landscape? Are you prepared to take the moves? Are you prepared to take the steps? Do you even know what moves and steps you should be taking? Okay, so let's figure this out while we walk this morning. Again, my name is Olaropo. Love for you to check in. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. So Jesse said, hello, good morning. Haven't been here in a while. How are you? I'm good, Jesse. Thanks for checking back in. It's awesome to have you check in and be a part on this walk this morning, guys. I'm trying to help everyone understand what it means to change the way that you live, to change the way that you spend your time, to change the way that you spend your money, the way that you envision life and the things that are coming into your life. There has to be a point where we start to question the norm. There has to be a point where we have to start to see that our growth and our development, everything that has to do with who we are and who we're going to be, is going to require for us to take a larger part in making those decisions. Freestyle, Michigan, 5 a.m. Welcome in, Michigan. All right. And cries too hard. Is that cries too hard? Outside the car, running away from the car today. We are getting some steps in this morning, people. Thank you very much for that. And so today, guys, as we walk away from the traditional, as we walk away from the mindset that everything that ever has been the way it has been is the only way it can be. This goes against the laws of nature. This goes against faith. This goes against any religion, which is the institutionalization of faith. Things cannot remain as they have always been and have an expectation that there will be growth. Growth requires change. There is no growth without change. So we are constantly in the middle of change. We are constantly in the middle of growth. The question is, are you growing into the person who you want to be, or are you growing into the person that someone else has told you you need to be? Journey with me, people. Take this journey into your future. Take this journey into your moment to see where your journey carries you forward. All right? Be prepared to have this moment this time and this growth. I am walking through some of the largest spider webs known to man right now. Life is good. Clearly not with me, I'm on a walk. Captain Blackbird. Tell that to the Palestinians who suffer from genocide. They have no choice in any matter. That is the real reality. Captain Blackbird. It's easy to grow where you are in the comfort of a luxurious life. Are you still here, Captain Blackbird? Are you still here? Do you really want to have this conversation, Captain Blackbird? Because I'm here about positivity, and I'm here about growth. I'm here about the things that can move us forward, right? I'm here about the things that are in our control, because challenges abound. We all deal with challenges. We all deal with difficulties. We deal with the difficulties that are within our life, and we deal with the difficulties that come outside of our life. We deal with the difficulties that are just a matter of our reality, where we live. And in different places in the world, there are different challenges, but there are also your choices. You are where you are. Here's the thing, Blackbird. The main thing right now is you're saying it's easy to think, it's easy to say when you're living a luxurious life. If that is your concern, if your concern are the people in Palestine, if your concern are the people in your house, dang it, if your concern is the guy sitting down outside McDonald's, you are in the perfect place to make a change. You are in the perfect place to take action to improve those circumstances for those people. This is the first thing that I say, because when I talk about development, when I talk about growth, when I talk about empowerment, when I talk about you taking control of your life and living the life that you want to live, it always starts with you. So we could take a look at the people in Palestine, and I'm not in Palestine. We could take a look at the people in Ethiopia. We could take a look at the people in Africa or in Australia, the people in California, the people in Canada. We could take a look at people all over the world in India who are all dealing with some type of difficulty, some type of atrocity, some type of challenge, and they all have their own level of things that they have to go through. We could take a look at all of those things and we can say, hey, I feel for them, but are we taking action? Are you taking action for the people who are within your own community who are having these same difficulties? There are young boys and girls who are dealing with the difficulties of their parents not caring for them. There are people who are in your community dealing with the difficulties of not being looked out for, not being cared for, not being taken or being taken advantage of on a regular basis, right? So when we talk about caring about others and we talk about the atrocities and the difficulties of others, we have to first make sure that we're putting ourselves in a position to be of help. So I do not have a problem with having a conversation. I do not have a problem because I haven't come from luxury. I wasn't born into luxury. I've had to do the same type of work that others have had to do, but I don't walk around talking about how difficult it was to be a black man in the early 80s in the United States. I don't talk about that. That's not the thing that made me who I am. The thing that made me who I am and allowed for me to grow and allowed for me to develop my drive were the decisions that I make and the actions that I took. Even the ones that were wrong, even the ones that landed me in the clutches of the United States government for poor decisions that I made. This is what I'm trying to say to you, is we're talking about the people outside of us. Let's start at home. And then let's talk about how do we take care of the people in Palestine? How do we take care of the people in Israel? How do we take care of the people in California? How do we take care of the people in New Orleans during the flood? How do we take care of the people sitting outside of the McDonald's? How do we take care of the drug addicts in Canada and the drug addicts in Baltimore City? Let's really talk about making some true change. But making true change in the world starts with making true decisions and true change within yourself. That's going to be the big thing. I don't have a problem with having a conversation. I'm not going to come into your house. I'm not going to come into your life. And I'm not going to come onto here and tell you that everything in the world is perfect. But I do know one thing. If you want to make a change in anything in the world, the first thing you're going to have to do is take on ownership and belief and understanding of your own behaviors. Because if you believe that the American government is in any way a part of any type of activities or evil around the world, every time you buy gas, you help pay for it. Every time you buy a pack of gum, you help pay for it. Every time you pay your Spotify or your Pandora or your Apple Music, you help pay for it because you're paying taxes. There's a cut going to the government. So let's think about what we're saying. Let's not try to say, oh, well, these people have it so bad, do something for them. I agree, do something for them. It's a concern for you, take the action. I'm gonna take a moment and read some of these posts that have come in. What time is it for you? It is currently 5:31. Kais. All right, what about Jesse? Jesse said, before you open your mouth, know the history. I am. When will he go live after this? I'm live pretty much every morning, guys. It's me, know the history. Captain Blackbird, I don't care about history as much as I care about the present, Jesse. It's me, hit the notification button. Thank you so much. Whatever life brings. What's happening here? We're getting motivated this morning, whatever life brings. I am says, will he go live 2 more times after this? I go live every morning. It's a possibility I may go live again later on today. Those things do require for me to work through some logistics, as my wife and I both have platforms that we are growing. Captain Blackbird, I understand what you're saying, sir. Jesse, history is why they're in the position they're in. I am. I'll need to know when he will go live after this. Definitely, you can like and subscribe, I am. When you like and subscribe, you will be able to hit the notification button. Every time I go live, it'll pop up for you. Blackbird, I don't tolerate any form of defending murder. Jesse. All right, Barry says, brother, we can't. It's made by design. Sadly, we need to form our own communities, grow our own food, and be self-sufficient. Disconnect from jobs, all the rat race. Live free and healthy. I am. Is this the first time he has been live today? This is the first time I've been live today. Whatever life brings. Eliciting a silence. Dark angel. Are you an Egyptian king? Not sure what that means. Nope, not from Egypt. Whatever life brings says, who cares? Captain Blackbird, I don't say do something for them. My point is you can't do something for them. He is here now. Now, Captain Blackbird, the power of manifestation feels like a feel-good movement to me. You keep saying the same thing. All right, reading a lot of these. Barry, I'm from Australia. My country is slowly going to totalitarianism. Okay, we have no freedom here. But grateful U.S. citizens, your amendments are a gift. Live free, live good, trust in God, whatever life brings. Go back, go check his page. Captain Blackbird, I just presented the Palestinians as an example. Born a king. Good day to you. Good day to you, sir. And one who possesses. Hell nah. Bunk. Pharaoh in there. Okay. So a lot of things were shared, guys. A lot of things were shared, including the state of Australia and the direction that they're headed and how the people of Australia feel about it. Here's what I'm gonna say, right? I'm not this feel-good guy. I'm not this guy who comes out here and tells you, hey, everything is perfect with the world and that you are gonna, you're guaranteed to make it. I am telling you, however, and this is important, that in order for you to make it, you have to avoid distractions. That's the first thing. I'm gonna say this to you. It's not the most important thing, but it's one of the things you need to know. In order for you to live and build your life, for example, I came out here this morning and the focus on this walk and talk was, what is the first thing that you should own? How should you spend your money, right? Should you own a job, a car, a house, a business? What's the first thing you should own? And then you asked the question about Palestinians and about Palestine. And you asked it in a way where, and I don't know if you're still here, Captain Blackbird, but let me know. You asked it a way as if to say, hey, I wanna know how do we help them, right? Because we can have rhetoric, we can talk in rhetoric, and then when we speak in rhetoric and we just say things because we want to be a part of a conversation, it doesn't move things forward. It doesn't create change. And one of the things that we're all aware of, and we know this from being children, we have to get to a point where our voice matters enough in order to elicit true change. Thank you for still being here, Blackbird. So what does that mean? If you have a concern with what's happening anywhere in the world, you have to first get yourself to a point where you have the ability to impact change in that space. Guess where the first place in the world is that you can impact and create change? The first place in the world where you can impact and create change is within your own life, is you. You have the ability for you to get up and get started and start living the life you want to live. And it doesn't matter. I don't know what's happening. I don't know Palestine. I've never been there. But I do know if you want something different in Palestine, you got to do something different than what the people in Palestine before you have done. I know if you want something different in the United States, you've got to be willing to do something different than the people before you have done. So we have got to take the actions. If we want to see change somewhere, we have to build ourselves into the people who can elicit this type of change. We have to build ourselves into the people who have the ability to be able to go out, to see what's happening, and to do something, to build a movement, to make a movement, to be a part of a movement. But it starts with ourselves. And if we don't believe that we can be big enough to make a change in our own lives, if we don't believe that we can do enough or we have enough control over our own lives to make a difference in our reality and our world, and that everything outside of us is controlling everything, then it doesn't matter. Why talk about it? If you've already given up, give up. Go ahead and just relent. Just understand that everything is out of your control. You don't have the ability to do any better. You don't have the ability to make any changes. You don't have the ability to be any different. So just quit. Just accept that you can't be better and just quit. Just accept what you've already accepted and stop crying about it. Learn to live and enjoy what life you have. Otherwise, stand up and change. Do something about it. I've always been told since I was very young, be the change that you want to see. Be the difference that you want to make. Stop worrying about whether or not you can get someone else to change, or whether or not you can get someone else to do differently if you're not prepared to change and do different yourself. If you're not taking the steps to be different and be that change and to live that walk for yourself, then don't expect for others to be there and do that for you. Right? So, what do we have in these comments? Jesse, there definitely needs to be change in Palestine. Jesse says that that's right, the Palestinians need a change. There needs to be change. There needs to be change in a lot of places in the world. But then there has to be an impetus. There has to be a point and a part that's played by the people in the situations to elicit and create that change. Bang said, I just got out of jail, you a goofy lame. Congratulations on getting free, Bang. Life, that's my wife, people. That is a D in my life. Say good morning. Bang. Not sure what that means, but all right. Bang. I'm hoping that for the people out here who are listening, Captain Blackbird, you said, but you get what I'm saying, right? When I'm saying that it's hard to change your life in a positive way when external forces disrupt your life by destroying everything you know and love. All right, so here's what I'll say to you. Here's what I want to say to you, Captain Blackbird. I do understand that there are things in the world that are out of your control. That is the world. You can't control the sun rising. You can't control the weather. You can't control, you can't control where you're born into the world. There are a lot of things that are outside of your control, but there becomes a point where you want different, where you have to do different. You have to find different. And trust me, for someone who's been there, not every decision is going to be, oh, this is the appropriate way to make your decisions, because you must stand uprightly and thus lived appropriately. Therefore, to knoweth that the steps that you're taking will proceed down the path. No, that's nonsense. You gotta fight. Pardon my language. You gotta fucking fight. You have to understand, especially when you're in a situation where there are people in front of you who benefit from you being in the position you're in. You have to stand up and fight. But you have to fight. Don't ask me to fight for you if you're not fighting. My own brother has an issue that he's dealing with in his life. I have an older brother who is in a situation where he has to fight, but I can't fight for him. I love him and I want to see him do well, but I can't fight for him. I can't do the things that he's requesting of me to do, and it pains my heart to see him in a situation. And I contact him and I reach him and I express to him how much I love him and I don't want him going through it. But he's got to fight. And the first fight starts with yourself. You've got to fight what you've been told. Excuse me, guys. Let me catch my breath for a second. So, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I got a wife and 7 children. I have a family history in the United States that is challenged. I have a personal history in the United States that would be considered checkered. And at this very moment, I have a younger brother who shares a birthday with my younger son, who is in prison until whenever. I have older siblings who have grown and worked and taken on their life in a way that best suits them. And I have challenges that I face every day. And I come out here and I take these walks to get myself centered and prepared to serve as the person I need to be in order to see the development and growth necessary in my family. I'm not in a position to help Palestine yet. I'm not in a position to make a change in Palestine's life because I have 7 children in my own world, in my own house, who I have to guide, because I know I've seen where their life can go. I've seen what their life can be. So we grow and we make change where we can make change, where we can impact change. We go out and we feed the homeless. We go out and we volunteer. We go out and we give our time, which is something that you don't own, which is something you cannot get back. It's the most valuable and precious thing you have, and we go out and we give it. So when we talk about what it takes to answer the difficult questions in the world, to help those who are helpless, to truly elicit change, it's got to start with you. You've got to change yourself. You've got to change your mindset. You've got to change the narrative. You've got to change the lies and the stories that the world has told you for years for you to believe that where you are is where you will always be. That who you are is the only person you can be. The first thing that we have to own in our lives is our own accountability. We have to own our actions. It's not about owning a business. It's not about owning a job. It's not about buying a car or a house. The first thing that we have to own is we have to take ownership of our own actions, because it's the first thing that sets us free. You want to be free? You don't like your job? Quit. Don't complain about it. So what? I need to pay my bills. So what? You're not happy. You spend most of your life going somewhere or doing something that just absolutely makes you miserable. Quit. If it's providing you with a lifestyle because it's paying you enough money to do the types of things you want to do when you're not there, but you're not happy when you're there, and that's where you're at most of the time, quit. Change your life. Expect less. Don't bitch to me about it. You have to own it. That's the first thing you have to own, is you have to own your own actions. You have to own your own reality. You have to own and accept that the actions that you're taking as adults are yours. These aren't things, you're not a child anymore. They have this statement that says, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I'm a believer, man. Hey, I get it. I didn't come from I didn't come from this awesome upbringing. I've been in the streets. I've dealt with both the streets and I've dealt with the reality of humanity. I've dealt with the reality of having a freaking nervous breakdown and collapsing as a teenager, unable to understand where I was or where I needed to be next. I've dealt with the challenges of making bad decisions and having to burden the circumstances. I've dealt with the reality of the structure of the nation that I was being born into, not being a nation that was born for me. I struggled with the reality of learning that it's not about my skin color. It's not about what's inside of my heart even. It's about what's in my bank account, and it changes the way people talk to me, and it changes the way people address me, and I hate it, but I understand it's how it works. I understand that's what I'm looking at. And so what do I need to do? I need to make changes. I need to take ownership. And the first thing that I need to take ownership of is me. Why is my life the way it is? Because I am the way I am, because I am who I am. We are and we exist in the way we do because of what we are and who we are. The thing that we need to own first before anything is we need to own our actions. If you own your actions, all of this other stuff is easy. Dude, I can walk you into a freaking LLC. I can walk you simply in a day into owning the LLC, moving $25,000 over into a brokerage account. And really, you can start with $2,000 if you want to use margins and start investing right now. Start taking money right now to build a securities LLC for your future to pay into it. That's simple. If you want to know how to buy a house with leverage versus personal credit, I can walk you through the plan and the things that are necessary in order for it to happen. I can do that. I can show you that. But you got to fight for you. You got to stand up and become you. You have to be the version of you that you need to be for any of this to even freaking matter. Let's not just talk about Palestine for the sake of talking about Palestine. Let's not just talk about drug addiction and alcoholism for the sake of talking about it. Let's not just talk about slave labor and underage employment just for the sake of pointing it out and saying that it exists. Let's not just talk about climate change just because it's something to say. Let's stop talking about things. Let's stop talking about things, period. Let's start doing things. Let's not just have conversations about things. I'm not here to just talk to you this morning. I'm here to help us move this morning. I'm here to help us make changes this morning. I'm here for us to understand and for us to see that the things that we're doing and the way that we're living has a purpose for us. We are required, it is necessary for us to understand and for us to know that the steps that we take and the things that we do are by design when we choose to do them. Principles and purpose, people. When we develop principles and purpose, we push ourselves into the future. We push ourselves into the life and into the knowing of who we are and what the work is that we're doing and what it's for. I'm gonna read some of these chats, guys. Spider Guy says, what you doing, Unc? Gray Wolf says, prayers your way. For you both, thank you. Thank you, Captain. Unc to a 360. Right, okay, Spider Guy, maybe different channel. Gang, was that Gangsta City? I understand you perfectly, sir. May God help you and be with you always. Thank you for that. Jesse, problem in this world is that we have gotten away from God. Blackbird said that this is heavy. Didn't mean for it to be this heavy, Jude. I'm usually really, really light in the morning. Heaviest part of my morning is usually this yogurt with chia seeds that I eat to cut down on my caloric intake. But thank you. Thank you, everyone. And everybody, happy birthday to Daniel. Captain Blackbird said, I appreciate you opening up to me. Thank you for that. I'm all the way with you. Change comes from within. The news nowadays just gives me the feeling of being powerless. Thanks again. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Luminary. I'm on the East Coast, man. You must be on the West Coast. Give it a couple of hours. It's coming. I can attest. I'm in the future. I've seen the sun. It's coming to you, Luminary. Thank you very much, Els. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. There's a story. There's a story inside of all of us. All of us have somewhere that we've come from and somewhere that we're going. It's in every one of us. It is not solely me. It is not something that I hold alone. But we have to understand that when there are people who have stories, and I say this quite often, I've worked for quite a number of companies in different ways, and I've had to explain to people on a regular basis, and this is kind of why I'm here now. A person with a problem is not a problem. A person with a problem is not a problem. The problem is the problem. And if we spend our life believing that a person with a problem is a problem, then we'll think the people who are creating problems for us are the problem. And instead of us trying to figure out how to solve the problem, we're trying to fix people. And I keep saying it starts with us. A person with a problem is not a problem. And hey, Pancake, just so you know, you don't have to edit yourself. I don't have any blocks on my channel at all. So if you want to call me a name and you want to be derogatory, be who you are. I'm not going to stop you from being who you are. I'm not going to ask you to not be who you are, because clearly that's who you are and that's who you want to be. Right? So, and that's what I mean, people, when I say a person with a problem isn't the problem is the problem. So you come in and you say N-word, hard R, say it. Write it in there. Be bold, Pancake. Say whatever it is. Put it out there, because if you're trying to imply something, if you want to create a message, if you want to show the world who you are, then show them who you are. Be who you are. Be authentic, man. And the reason authenticity matters is because if you try to show somebody that you're something, people will take that and that's what you'll be. This isn't about, oh, well, no, it's because of what you think. It's because of how you think. No, it's not. It's because of the reality that's in front of us. Captain Blackbird, there are distractions everywhere. There are things that are designed to take us away from where we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to be and what our purpose is. And we live by principles and purpose. And so for us to be able to live by principles and purpose, we do so. We make sure that we take the actions that are necessary for us to see the life that we want to see. Right? And so if we allow for distractions to move us too far away from our course, or to spend too much time trying to solve problems that are someone else's problems, or trying to change people who don't want to change, or trying to lift up people who want to lay down, we are wasting our energies. But we can't stop becoming who we're supposed to be just because that's not what other people want to see. Who we're supposed to be and who we want to be and who we're seeing ourselves become is important for us. And so we have to live it. So what's important for us to understand is how we live our life, the actions we take, and who we're becoming. Pancake, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. We have to understand, and this is what I mean about becoming the person you're supposed to be. When we understand who we are, and like I said earlier, right? And this is what I mean when I say the first thing that we have to own is our actions. The first things that we have to own is who we are. We introduce ourselves to the world in these chats and online and in communications and social media. We introduce ourselves to the world. And then when we put out there who we are, and then we try to tell the world, oh no, it was a joke. Now we're trying to defend that, oh, I'm not really racist. No, you don't understand. I got a black friend. We're being distracted. We're being pulled away from our purpose. So what is the focus? The focus is what I said from the very beginning, from the moment the chat started. It is important for us to understand that who we are is who we are. And that we have to focus on taking ownership of who we are. If we want to do anything in the world, if we want to elicit change in any way, we have to commit to who we are and live that. If we want to see happiness and fulfillment in our life, we have to commit to who we are and be that. I just told you I don't have any blocks on my channel. Type in whatever you want, Pancake. Nobody cares if you're a racist except for the racist people who you want to support you. Right? And so this is the thing that I'm trying to say to you right now, is that when we come into here and we choose to take a position and to live as the people who we want to live as, we have two options. We can build or we can attempt to destroy. And as long as the people in here have an understanding that what we're doing here is to build, that what we're doing here is an opportunity to grow and build community, then we speak to that community. We understand that sharing and being a part of that community gives us the outlet. It gives us the opportunity to help each other grow. And if your life is designed to destroy other people's lives than to build your own, that's something you need to check. But do not be distracted, people. Do not let those who do not have purpose deter you or distract you from your own, which is why I say we must own our actions. We must own what we do. We must understand that when we walk, when we talk, when we act, when we engage, it's because we have a purpose, we have a reason, we have a calling, and we have something that we're trying to achieve. As always, guys, it's my pleasure to have you here on these walk-in talks. I do these walk-in talks every morning except for Sundays between 4:30 and 6. I want to appreciate you guys for being here this morning. I want to thank you for coming in and being given the opportunity to share with you and talk about growth and development and understanding of all the things in the world that you need to own. The first thing that you need to own is to own your reality, to own your own actions, to own what you do. And as we take ownership of what we do, who we are, and where we're going, we'll continue to see growth. And for all of you out there, I want to again say thank you. I want to encourage you to take a look at the channel, see what we have to offer. I believe that life is built off of discipline. And as you pursue mastery through discipline, you're guaranteed to see success. And discipline is very simple. It's repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. When you apply those, you're guaranteed to build something great for yourself. With that, guys, I want to say, keep showing up, keep blowing up, and keep growing up. I'll see you next time. God bless.